Welcome back to the channel guys, and welcome back to Koenigsegg'S Dagbok, and welcome to episode 9, where we'll be talking about the Agera S, which is actually created for markets where the E85 fuel was completely unavailable, thereby deeming the flex fuel feature completely meaningless. So it had the same 5 liter twin turbocharged V8, but it ran solely on 93 or 98 octane or petrol fuel, but it still put out a monstrous 1030 brake horsepower, and it could generate a maximum of 1100 Nm of torque, thereby showcasing some monstrous power numbers. And it weighed in, and i.e. the engine actually weighed in at 197 kilograms with a complete carbon fiber Kevlar pre-impregnated body. The complete curb weight was 1435 kilograms, and the engine redlined at 8250 RPMs. Wow, a proper upgrade in terms of RPM, but nevertheless a complete lightweight car, of course, and of course a complete top speed of over 400 kilometers an hour, and it could also accelerate from 0 to 62 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour in 2.9 seconds, and it could also accelerate from 0 to 224 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour in 7.9 seconds, and it could also accelerate from 0 to 200 kilometers an hour and back to 0 in 12.8 seconds, and it could also accelerate from 0 to 300 kilometers an hour and back to 0 in 22.7 seconds, thereby boasting some phenomenal numbers. And in terms of downforce, this thing generated 300 kilograms of downforce at the speed of 250 kilometers an hour. So some proper phenomenal numbers on paper. And of course, only 5 Ageras were ever made across its 3-year production from 2012 to 2014, and this, i.e. the Agera Hunter, was actually the 100th Koenigsegg to ever be made, thereby marking a monumental moment in Koenigsegg's history. And in fact, 4 of the Ageras were made in the right-hand drive guys, and 1 was made in the left-hand drive guys. And as I said, one of them is the Agera Hunter, which is actually a right-hand drive guys, as you guys can see. The other one is actually a base Agera, i.e. 4 of them were actually named commissions. The other one is a non-named commission, i.e. a base Agera. There's nothing basic about an Agera, of course, but nevertheless, the other one is the Hunter. The next one is the Agera Goblin, which is in fact my favorite of them all, because that exposed green carbon look is to die for. And of course, the next one is the Agera Medusa, which actually resides in Singapore, which I actually talked about briefly in the $16 million Koenigsegg ESCO video, so feel free to check that out. And the last one was a one-of-one commission for the racing driver David Heinmeier Hansen, which actually shared its garage when it was delivered with the one-of-one Pagani Sound IHH, a one-of-one with a one-of-one. Both had the same specs, in fact blue paint with the blue interior, a beautiful spec. But now that is currently owned by none other than the Stradman. He actually bought it as a second hypercar after selling his Bugatti Veyron. Now that's a proper upgrade from a Bugatti Veyron to a 105 Agera. But a 105 Agera wasn't enough. He went ahead and just had to get the 101 Agera HH. So of course, a huge amount of congratulations to you, good sir. But nevertheless, coming back to this also introduced the revolutionary air core hollow carbon fiber wheels, which are actually completely stiff while maintaining complete hollowness right underneath the spokes, thereby showcasing how far Koenigsegg had come in terms of engineering and craftsmanship. And it also came with the double wishbone push-rod operated Erlin's gas hydraulic shock absorbers in the front and the back, with the Koenigsegg triplex damper in the back, also with the Koenigsegg Z-style progressive and lightweight anti-roll bars in the front and the back, thereby showcasing that this thing was still a handling monster, which is basically common in every single Koenigsegg model ever produced. Obviously, diagonal synchro-helix doors, duh, it's a trademark feature, and of course it's a hardtop convertible, meaning you can remove it and store it in the front, a proper beast on its own. And it also came with a couple features such as a front and rear hydraulic lift system, climate control, an adjustable pedal box, and an adjustable steering column, a complete leather or Alcantara Agera interior with Agera S embroidery, of course. And in fact, the name commissions had their name stitched on the dashes, i.e. Hundra, Agera HH, and of course so on. But nevertheless guys, a beautiful car in its own. Only 5 made, a proper menacing monster. And the engine was paired with a 7-speed specially developed dual clutch transmission with paddle shifters, of course, along with an electronic differential, along with of course the Koenigsegg electronic stability control system with various handling modes. Well, what do you guys think guys, the 1 of 5 or the only 5 made Agera is, of course, which one would you take? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching guys, remember to hit that sub button and click the bell to ensure that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching guys, see ya. Stay tuned for episode 10.